Keeping the family fed and happy every day can be a thankless task. So I'm going to create the kind of food that puts smiles on the faces of all the family. And go! This is cooking.
So I've come up with a range of mouth-watering dishes that will free you from being tied to the stove.
Into the oven, and then you can get on with your life. Recipes that are easy to make, delicious to eat, and add a bit of adventure to mealtimes.
I've even lined up some families to road test them.
To help change their mealtimes for good.
Max out of 10, probably 12.
From freezing to use another day, transforming leftovers and other tips to save time and money.
Lamb leg steaks, straight out of the freezer. Oh, it's lovely marinade.
My dishes will make kitchen life a pleasure without taking an age.
Oh, yeah. I knew you were good, but I didn't know you were that good.
Today, my midweek main's packed full of flavour.
The smell is fantastic.
A tea-time treat with a difference.
Just heavenly.
A store cupboard pudding. And a show-stopping Sunday roast.
I knight you, Sprout King.
At the back of most of our cupboards are tins, jars and packets we bought for one recipe and never used again. But these ingredients are the very things that can make cooking fun again.
Today I'm helping the Heap family to put a bit of spice back into their cooking using store cupboard staples.
I'm Sandra. I live in Ainsdale in Southport, live with my husband Graham and my son Elliot, who's 10. My husband Graham is very traditional in his food.
Sunday roast, I like general fish and chips, and I do like pastas.
I'm fed up with the type of food that we eat over and over.
But when Sandy decides to try something new, she shops for ingredients, but that's where it ends.
I'm hoping it's paprika, but I'm not 100% sure. Front of my cupboards is what I use the most of, and I forget about what's at the back. There's other things at the back that are brown. I say I can't reach them, but I don't know what to do with them. I would say I'm definitely all gear with no idea.
So if I open your cupboard at home, am I going to find bits of exciting goodies that have been used once?
100%.
Let's broaden your repertoire. So maybe using some of those things in a different way, or using ingredients in a way that you wouldn't think you're doing.
So I'm going to show how those forgotten ingredients can transform meal times. First, today's midweek meal. Now, this will use all those spices that we've got lurking at the back of our cupboards.
Whenever I make a curry, I find that if I make my own pastes, then they just become more and more delicious. They become far more personal to me. One of my favourites to make is this, which is a Goan green curry, which we're doing with chicken, but you can do with whatever you fancy, really.
I'm using chicken that's been defrosted, but this curry paste will also work with other meat, fish and veg. I'm going to whiz up my spice paste with onions, garlic and 4 bird's eye chilies.
Traditionally, a Goan curry should be quite spicy. If you don't like it too hot, knock them down a little bit. Then we've got some tamarind. This is the stuff you bought it once. It's sitting in the back of your cupboard. You've no idea what to do with it. Stick it in this paste. And it adds a good depth of flavour. Then we add some ground coriander into here. Pinch of sugar just to come against all of these sort of quite fierce, sharp, spicy things going on. Pinch of salt. And we blend until it's pretty smooth. And that's the first part of it, and it's really, really simple. It's smells delicious. It's quite fiery. It'll get up your nose a little bit, but it's a really good, delicious starting point for your curry. So you add the paste into the pan. And it's a lowish heat. I'm not even worrying about getting the oil particularly hot to start with. Spread it out into a single layer and just let it warm through. And when you can almost smell a little bit of sweetness, that lovely, delicious, sugary smell of caramelised onions, that's going to take you a good 5 or 6 minutes.
The green curry gets its colour from spinach, mint and coriander. Just chuck it all in, add a splash of coconut milk and blend. You don't even need to wash out the bowl.
And tip all of that in. That's a fantastic colour.
And it's packed full of fresh flavours.
We're also going to put some potatoes in it, and all this is going to cook at the same time, so it makes it really, really simple. In go the potatoes. So let's have some decent-sized strips of chicken in there. So you've maybe got to use a knife and fork to cut them down. That'd be lovely. All of this chicken into there. You can see as this is cooking down, it's thickening a little bit. If that's the case, don't be afraid to add a little bit of water into the pan. Just a bit more greenery, some frozen peas, straight in. Cook those out for a couple of minutes. The rice, the naan bread, they're all ready, good to go. The taste is divine. This is incredible.
It's also pretty quick. Once you've tried tamarind, it more than earns its place in your cupboard. Hopefully, this vibrant dinner will hit the spot with the heaps.
Do you know what tamarind is?
I guarantee if you make this curry at home, you'll find it so much more rewarding than getting a takeaway.
I want to see how the colour goes down. I think you said you're starving, didn't you?
Yeah.
There you go, baby. Have a little one.
How about the curry?
The only thing that was a little bit off-putting at first was how green it was.
I wasn't expecting that.
That's lovely, that. There's a lot of coriander in that grey. That's why it makes it so
That's what
green.
makes it so green.
Yeah. There was no way I was going to put all that chilli in. I only put one in. I can't taste much chilli in that.
But I think if you put another one in, then you probably would. It's just nice.
It was right for them. I know them that well.
They should become your recipes, not mine. You know, mine's a starting point, and then hopefully you lead somewhere else. But the reason why that dish works is that massive load of flavours.
Would you say that's a bit of a hit?
I would give this curry a 9.
Elliot, I'm really made up with you.
It was lovely. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
No more just boring food. I'm going to switch it up a bit.
Yeah.
A lot. It was lovely. Yeah, we really enjoyed it, and I'll definitely cook that again.
That's my midweek dinner. Next, a quick lunch that also makes use of your store cupboard. Drizzle aubergines with olive oil and roast. Take some tahini. That's the nutty sesame paste, and I bet you've got half a jar of it somewhere. Add some garlic, parsley, lemon, and mix with a good glug of olive oil. After half an hour, when the aubergines are really soft, squash them open and then spoon in some of the delicious tahini mix. Serve with flatbread.
I know what you're thinking. How can that be that good and it's taken so little time?
Still to come, a rich and delicious dinner.
We are having duck.
Reporter Michaela Chiappa gets to grips with greens.
It is to die for.
Fantastic.
And a quick weekend lunch straight from the store cupboard.
Quite delicious.